This is an entry-level bike, and I'm about to start one of the fastest group rides about. That was one of the toughest things I've done since Unbound, that little section. Now, I'm told on a good day, they average 45 kilometers an hour or 28 miles an hour. So I want to find out if I can keep up on a bike that costs £1,000. Now, I really want to be able to achieve this because I want to prove to the world that bikes just like this are capable of pretty much anything we can throw at them. But I've not exactly made it easy for myself, have I? Now then, I know what you're sat there thinking. You're like, oh, here we go. It's just another video where Alex says he's riding an entry-level bike and he's tricked it out with all of his spare Dura-Ace components. But no, well, I was kind of told that was bad. I am, however, riding the all-new Canyon Enduro-Ace All-Road, a bike which is tricked out with Shimano's Q's group set, which bikes like this and many others will come fitted with as standard. This exact one is the U6030 group set, but if you don't speak bike nerd, well, it means I've got 2 chain rings up front, 10 speeds at the back, hydraulic disc brakes, mechanical shifting. Now, as I'm sure we've all grown to expect from me, I have made some pretty cheeky upgrades because, well, you know, it's kind of my thing, but you can probably say it's kind of your thing as well too. Now, the reason for doing this is kind of to put my money where my mouth is, because here on GCN Tech, I spent a lot of time saying you don't have to spend a truckload of cash on a super bling bike to either have a great time, to go far, or to go fast, or indeed, all 3 of the above. Now, I'm going to talk you through my bike a little bit more later on, because right now, well, the race starts, bike ride starts pretty damn soon. Before that, I need to do some route reconnaissance. This ride, is like many around the world. It leaves at the same time from the same place every week. No one owns it, no one organises it, but if you want to ride hard, this is where you come. The route is 60 kilometers long with just over 500 meters of elevation. Many riders start, but not many get to the end. The first 5 kilometers are uphill, so it's going to be a spicy start, but the key moments to watch out for are the 3 ramps around the halfway marker and then the 2 very close to the end. That's if you've made it that far. Right, this thing is going to be absolutely brutal tonight. I'm absolutely buzzing to have you and Si by my side as my wingmen, right? But where actually is Si?
Don't know, he said something about he had to go to gymnastics class.
Guys, I'm literally right here. I'm not doing gymnastics tonight. Anyway, this race...
let me correct you there. Fast group ride.
This fast group ride starts pretty soon. I think I want to see what everyone else thinks of my pretty boss-looking bike. Yeah. So it turns out that everyone was fairly conservative with the judgment of my bike. Many thought it was pretty cool, but no one was really blown away by it either, which means it's going to be down to my legs to help do this bike justice. Anyone that manages to ride specifically me out of the front group, I'm going to buy them a beer at the end. Like, I feel a bit nervous having to say this now. So there's maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is potentially 8 beers. Right, neutralise is over. Oh my God, everyone's gone full aero. Good luck, Si.
Yeah, good luck to you.
Okay, 20 minutes in. The group has already split. The body count is high. This doesn't bode well for the next 50k. Oh boy, I've got that racing adrenaline though. I love it. Oh boy, I've got to take these little breaks of traffic as best I can. Oh boy, people are missing turns already. I feel sick. R.I.P. R.I.P. Ollie Gridgewood. Another one. Size looking bloody mega though. And as good as Si's looking, it's annoying me that he looks so good. Ollie's back, saved by the temporary traffic lights. Come in, this is the hard bit, right? Yeah. Come on, entry level bike. Couple more climbs. We got this. Having survived one of the hardest sections of the route, about the halfway marker, and crested the rise at best part of 500 watts, it's fair to say the pace was extra spicy. So while I continue to suffer, here's me from yesterday to talk more about my setup and of course those sneaky upgrades. Now, this is the bike that kind of broke the internet earlier this year with its mega looks, mega spec and mega price point. The big appeal for me here is that we've got hydraulic disc brakes and it's a platform that's using trickle-down technology from Shimano's top-tier group sets. It's a bike which is pretty much ready to go on any adventure, be that on-road or off-road. You could just as easily go bike packing on this thing, commuting or riding up alpine climbs. This group set that we've got here is the Shimano Q's, U6030 to be precise. But as a group set range, there are loads of different options, specs and gear ratios to choose from. You've got 9-speed, 10-speed, 11-speed, you've got mechanical shifting, mechanical disc brakes, hydraulic disc brakes, and loads of different options to choose from. Now, as a group set range, it's set to consolidate lots of existing ranges within Shimano's offerings, such as Sora, Tiagra, Claris, Altus, Alivio, Asiera, and even some Dior mountain bike components. Meaning, it's pretty much ready to take anything that you want to throw at it. Now, in terms of the upgrades that I've made here, well, we've got to talk about these, right? Let's start with the most striking visual change, the wheels. So these are the Shimano RS710 wheels, which are drawing on a kind of tech from Shimano's top-tier Dura Ace and Ultegra wheels. C46, meaning they're 46mm deep. And of course, I fitted them with some pretty speedy Pirelli P0 race RS tyres. Now, the tyres are pretty much one of the best bang for buck upgrades in terms of performance and speed gains that you can make for your bike. And the wheels, well, they're certainly at the more affordable end for carbon fibre hoops. But I've also optimised my body position as well, because we all know that is super important too. So up front, I've got this absolute long boy 140mm stem matched up with quite possibly my favourite handlebar of all time, the Vibe Alloy Aero Pursuit Geometry handlebar. It's just 36 centimetres wide on the hoods, little flare on the drops, ideal for getting me into that aggressive position. And then I've also got my usual Cellitalia SLR saddle, trying to keep me nice and comfy. Now, these upgrades are what I would make if this was my first proper road bike and I really wanted to try to optimise it a little bit more for speed. With some time and perseverance, these are the kind of upgrades that you can find at some fairly reasonable prices, but the kind of stuff that we're probably going to end up considering looking to upgrade on your bike anyway. Right, that's enough talking about the spec of this bike. Let's get back to the race. I mean group ride. That was one of the toughest things I've done since Unbound, that little section. You know you're trying hard when your arms start to ache from gripping the bars. Never before in my life I've been so pleased to see a red light. And we're off. 600 watts. Alright, someone basically drafting the bloody lorry. Bike's good, I'm enjoying it. Engine warning light's nearly on though. Okay, we've made it to the pub and I've remained true to my word. I've got the boys a drink each. Not only anyone that dropped me, because I think I actually finished second place. So officially I only owe one person a drink, but I've got the drinks in. Everyone's hydrated. Sai has actually gone to gymnastics. No joke, he actually has. Ollie, no idea where he is. I've WhatsApped him. Apparently he's on his way. He got dropped and then he got lost. But I think we've proved one very, very, very good point, and that is that entry-level bikes and entry-level components with the right engine on, aka me, seem to be able to hold it their own amongst some top-spec bikes. What I will do is I'll pick this up tomorrow with Sai and Ollie for a proper debrief. Over and out from tonight. Enjoy. All right then, guys. How was that for you?
Savage.
Savage?
That was ridiculous.
That was hard.
I described it as disgusting last night.
I've managed to surpass myself in not just getting dropped, but getting dropped twice.
Yeah, that was impressive. How on earth did you manage that?
How did you get dropped but then catch us up?
Because I carried on like riding hard, went into time trial mode, and then you fortunately got held up by a temporary traffic light.
Thank
And
goodness.
so I managed to then gun it and get back on.
There was actually a point late into the race, group ride, where I was so glad to see a red traffic light because I was in real trouble for about 5 minutes.
Yeah. To be fair, I was quite impressed given that we did stop at traffic lights, emergency and otherwise, but we still broke quite a lot of KOMs.
Oh, we did loads of KOMs.
So there was quite a bit of shifting going on. Can I just say that it probably would have been more pleasant had Alex not ruined it for the rest of us. You know that guy on the group? You know that guy on the group ride that ruins it for everyone else? That was Alex. So like,
You definitely ruined it for me.
So
Why?
every turn you did, instead of easing off to like come back into the line, you carried on. So there was this like 3 meter gap, and I'm there having to go from 400 watts to 450 watts, having been on the front to close you out. But then there's that whiplash effect, which means the person on the back is then having to do 800 watts just to get on the wheel. I was like, oh,
Well, look,
God.
it's either like attack or be attacked.
Yeah, oh, this is it, right? Gloves were off.
It's also ruined it for everybody at home watching this because I've been reading the big book of cycling excuses, and no one can now say I got dropped because my bike wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
I think on your Pinarello Dogma F with Dura-Ace, that excuse is long gone, mate.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Yeah.
But no, go on, seriously, Alex, talk us through the bike, mate, because I am really interested. You were looking fast, you were fast.
Well, as I explained, I made the essential, what I deem to be essential speed upgrades to this bike. Like, we've kept as much of the like core of this bike the same as possible. I think the thing that was going to stand out to most people, right, is that if you were to go to this at a bike shop sort of level, you're obviously going to have to splash quite a bit of cash on getting some fancy wheels. But I think I could have survived even with the stock wheels.
So the essential upgrades, like your bike fit, right?
Yeah,
so
body
longer
position.
stem, narrower bars,
Yeah.
check. Fast tyres and tubes.
Yeah, and a wax chain. I've got to throw it out there, I don't think the wax chain was what did it for me.
Probably not. The clipless pedals, that's a given. You don't need a power meter. That
No,
didn't
like
help.
obviously I've only got £1,000 pound meter pedals so that we've got some stats and data to talk through. I haven't got that because it was making the bike fast.
Yeah.
Actually, talking of power, do you have any power stats you want to share or talk through?
Yeah, well, the average power of these things is never as high as you want it to be, is it? Because it's very on-off. But
Yeah.
I thought it was striking that I'd spent a total of 26 minutes of my evening at over 380 watts,
Yeah.
15 minutes at over 430 watts. So it was quite punchy.
Very.
Yeah, that did me.
I was actually when I was disappointed to get dropped.
Twice.
Yeah, but when I got back and I looked at the power numbers, I was actually really pleased with the power that I'd done there.
Nice.
I think,
yeah, but I think the after sort of recovering a bit from the crash in America, but I'll tell you what, bloody
Yeah.
fair play to you two,
Yeah.
because
Thanks.
my power numbers were not bad, and I got completely dispatched.
Well, like Si says, the averages doesn't look that impressive. So I did about 300 watt average across the, hour 23 or something. Also, I'd like to point out, possibly the second fastest I've ever done that, I think, on that loop.
As in the second fastest loop
Like,
of all time.
Of all time.
Well, if you'd won the sprint, it would have been the fastest. Ben, the guy that rolled you at the end, has now got the KOM.
Actually, that sort of cuts me deep a little bit.
Should
that.
do. Especially because from the footage, it looks like he outsprints you whilst sat down.
Why? Look.
I mean, I couldn't help but notice.
Did you notice I let out a little sort of whelp and grunt at the end? Ugh.
Yeah.
Right, what I would like to point out is something that we've said on the channel in the past, and that is that we believe someone could win the Tour de France on Shimano 105. Do we think that would be possible on Shimano Qs, or is
No.
that a step too far?
No.
No, they couldn't do it. It's a step too far.
Yeah.
I mean, because there are limitations to this group set, right? Like,
Yeah.
obviously, there's the weight,
Yeah.
which is not super important on that group ride, but it is important. But what else did you notice?
Well, the most obvious thing that stood out to me is in terms of gear ratios. Now, understandably, you can change gear ratios. It's not the biggest deal in the world, but the cassette that we've got on here, 10 speeds and a wide range, means you have actually got quite big jumps between the gears. The most frustrating bit being I have an 11 tooth on the bottom sprocket, and then the next one up isn't a 12, it's a 13. So because of the speeds we're going at, I'm going between the two, and I'm like, oh, this gear's a bit tough, and it's like, oh, this gear's a bit easy. That was quite frustrating.
There is a reason why when we were racing on 10-speed cassettes, a wide ratio cassette was 11 to 25, possibly a 28, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's fundamentally,
Like
you do miss bits.
I think there's perhaps small little nuances around this level of componentry compared to, I don't know, top tier stuff people using the Tour de France that lots of people wouldn't ever really understand or appreciate. But I think it's important to highlight, like mechanical shifting, right? Rock solid, reliable, dependable, absolutely nothing wrong with it. But it's not as fast, rapid and slick as electronic shifting. That's just a fact, isn't it, you know?
Yeah, and it's also not quite as crisp and fast as 105 mechanical shifting either, right?
Yeah, I think this falls down to the shifting technology, right?
Nerd alert.
Yeah, nerd alert. Sorry, I'm going to say this anyway. Shimano Qs uses what's called Link Glide, okay? It's not Hyperglide, and it's not Hyperglide Plus, which is what you get on the top tier stuff. And that does make a difference.
Does make a difference,
It didn't
yeah.
slow me down,
Especially shifting under load.
but it does make a difference.
Yeah.
That's what I want to point out.
Brakes, good.
Yeah, rock solid.
Yeah.
Great. Slowed me down. Not that I was trying to slow down at any given point.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty blooming cool, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like,
I think it's super cool. So do we feel like we've achieved what we set out to achieve? And that is to highlight and prove that entry-level bikes are more than capable.
I think you proved that single-handedly, Alex.
Oh, that's kind. Thanks.
I think, yeah, genuinely. I hope everyone else appreciates the efforts that Alex has gone to. And obviously, we should probably caveat it by saying that I mean, Alex is quite good
He is
at bicycle riding, isn't
pretty
it?
good, to be
But
fair.
having said that, all of the other guys that were out on the Chaingang that night were also good bike riders. You
Yeah.
know, maybe they haven't all done quite what you've done in bike racing, but still, the level was high. So, you know, that bike's done you proud, I think.
I did
isn't
get
it?
out sprinted as well, you know. I'll take that.
You did get out sprinted as well.
well,
and
anyway.
you whelped.
Yeah, and well, I had an absolute blast. It was good fun having you guys along too, so thanks for coming along.
That was mega.
And, well, please do share your thoughts of all three of our performances in the comments section down below. Particularly Ollie's. I'm keen to hear everyone's thoughts on
I
that.
really enjoyed it. Even though like I got dropped, I really enjoyed it. I want to go back and do it again.
Spirited group rides are brilliant, aren't they? It's got to be said. Like it's like a proper adrenaline rush, and then you've got that thing at the end where you've done this slightly stupid thing together, and you can have a drink and just be like, yeah, it's cool, isn't it? Or go to gymnastics.
Oh, yeah, gymnastics. Right, we're going to go now because I've got a celebratory cookie to eat, and Ollie and Si need to go and do more training. We're out of here. See ya, bye.